Today I'm taking inspiration from City Planner Plays and we're going to enact the biggest mulligan in the history of our town. By the end of this episode we will have zero traffic, amazing road access and a motorway and perhaps even a dual carriageway to be proud of. If you're excited to see how this turns out, leaving a like on the video really does help out the channel, and then grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. So as you saw in the intro, this is the offending road that stretches the entire length and breadth, well the length anyway, of Kettlewick down here, and very, very often it will get choked up with traffic. At the moment it's not too bad, but there are a couple of hot spots. This is a busy little junction going on here, but it's not too bad. Further on when we get to our industrial estate is where the traffic is horrendous, and I just don't like the layout of all of this anymore. I mean, what is going on here? I fiddled around with this off camera and you're having a laugh, aren't you? It's like two junctions right next to each other, here and not enough stuff going on. The rail line goes, I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I've looked at it for ages and played around with it and thought, what can I do with it? This I quite like. This gets busy, but it keeps moving. It's good. Oh, that's an autosave. Let's have a quick sip of tea while we think about our life choices in Kettlewick. Yeah, I don't like the way the railway line pops out over here, and ignore the trees on the road. We'll get rid of those. This is a little bit hawky-balky over here. We're going to be doing something about that. And then when we get right up to the end here, this is always going to be busy, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I've been taking an overall look at the city here. By the way, if things look a little bit different, I've upgraded my PC and moved on. I haven't moved over my Lumina settings, and to be honest, I'm liking the way that things are looking at the moment. It just all looks a little bit more realistic to me. I don't know what you think about it, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So in the previous episode, we set up this bypass here that went around the city. So this has been really helpful in bringing any external traffic, anybody who wants to take a quicker route round. We've got options for expanding, and that's gone all the way around the outside and given us access to various other places. But this road continues to be a bit of a nightmare. It doesn't connect to the outside directly. There's a couple of little connections that join to it. But I think this here needs to be upgraded to a dual carriageway, and then we need to get this highway completely in and connected up in a few places. That will also open up all of this land along here for further housing estates, builds, all sorts of things. So we can push up to 100,000. We're on 71,000 at the moment. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. So what this is probably going to mean is I'm going to pause the game, and I think we're going to downgrade this road because this isn't going to be the main road through here anymore. So we don't want people to take it. At the moment, it's a highway, but I'm also thinking we need to just give ourselves more space. We don't have enough space. I'm just looking at this thinking how much work it's going to be to do it. So where do we start? I'm looking at the speed of the roads that we've got. So it's always in kilometers an hour because there's no miles per hour in the game, however you've got it set up. But we've got the highway here. So if we have a motorway with 3 lanes going in each direction, that is 120 kilometers an hour, which is, quick calculation, 75 mile an hour. So we could sort of go with that for our motorway. In the UK, we would have a dual carriageway, which would be maybe 2 lanes in each direction. This also could be a motorway. That's just the way weird things work in the UK, but I would count this as a dual carriageway. That is also the same speed as this. I would like to make this a little bit slower, so that should be 60 miles an hour, which would be 96 kilometers an hour. Then we get these roads. I've always thought the speed on these roads isn't quite right. So for our 6-lane roads, the large roads, you've got 60 kilometers an hour, which is, I'm tapping it on the keyboard, you can hear, which is 37. I'd say normally on these, you'd probably get 40 or 50 mile an hour instead of 37. Then it gets slower from there. By the time you get down to the single lane roads, you're down to like 25 mile an hour, something like that. So yeah, it's not quite in line with what the UK has, but it is what it is. So I'm thinking along here that we're just going to make this a normal main road and probably go for, do I want to go for a 6-lane road? I think normally in this situation, a 4-lane slower road would be good. And then we're going to have a dual carriageway running alongside it. So we're going to make our own road builder dual carriageway. But first of all, let's downgrade this road and make any changes we need to along here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to stop at that point over there. So you'll notice we haven't put any dedicated lanes and all that sort of thing for the junctions. We're going to work on that. Now, the other thing that needs to be removed is the railway line that runs all the way down here. So it connects from all sorts bus station and terminal hub and all that sort of thing. And it's right up against the side of the road. So it really is just in the way. And we're going to very carefully, without destroying anything else, take all of this out. And we're going to give ourselves some more space. If I run it all the way back to there, and then we'll get rid of all of this down here as well. And also when we get to this section, I'm going to see if I can do better with the steepness, or maybe as we're going to be going further back and have more space, I think we're going to be dipping the road down rather than messing around with the rail. So that's going to keep all the rail police happy. Yay! Okay, so we'll leave that one running out this way because we know we need to connect to that. Excellent. So we've got a little bit more room. I think I'm just going to clear out all the trees and things down here as well. And then I want to just fix any wiggly bits that have found their way into this build as well. Yeah, and that bit we're going to come to separately. Okay, excellent. So it's all nice and straight. I think also now that we're doing it, I'm going to add in any extra dedicated lanes and things we need. I've just spotted another wiggly bit. Let's just do this bridge again. Yeah, I've no idea what is going on with that. Okay, I think we should be able to fix this with a bit of... Oh, yeah, there's not even a node in the middle there. What is happening? Okay, we're going to use the manipulation mode. If it gives me access to the road, that would be great. I'm hovering everywhere. Yeah, so that's the height that we want. So it's these two down here. So that one and that one. Control H to that. There we go. Excellent. Much, much better. We'll go with that. Okay, what is next on the list? Yeah, I'm going to put in any dedicated lanes that we need coming in and out of any road junctions and things. This is going to change anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. And then coming up to here, so when I say dedicated lanes, I'm using an asymmetric lane. That's what I meant, to give them more options coming in to a roundabout. And then any turns, you've got the option for a dedicated left, as you can see there, which is good. And I think that's it. We're up to the end. Oh, there's another couple. Yeah, we'll go there, we'll go there. And then we're back up to this big junction, which we'll take a look at separately. Cool. Okay, very good. So now I want to run down here a dual carriageway, which is going to be these roads here, but I want the speed to be worth it. I want this to be different from the highway. So let me just have a think a minute what our motorway speed is going to be compared to the dual carriageway compared to this one. Yeah, just to mention it so you don't miss it, there is actually a 4-lane 2-way highway which would come in between these roads and these roads for speed. Let me just draw one in there. So that's got the lanes on each side, but I really wanted to be separate like this, which in my mind is more of a UK dual carriageway. Now this is 100 kilometers an hour, which is 62. So that is actually the speed that we want, but I'm going to go with this one. We're going to make that the same. We're going to make that 100 kilometers an hour. So if we grab our road builder, click on road, and this is going to be a dual carriageway, 2-lane, 1-way. Yeah, we'll take off highway at the end because it's going to get too long. There we go. Excellent. And we're going to have this at 100. There we go. Excellent. So that's about 62 miles an hour, which is pretty much as it should be. It's going to be in the highway road section. Yeah, we're going to have underground cables. Requires upgraded with lightning to allow passing electricity. Yeah, that's good. We should have lights on these anyway. We don't want zoning and we don't want traffic lights. And inherit from this mod's options. Don't know what that means. Hydrogen toolbar, sharing toolbar. Oh, okay, so that'd be down here. Yep, good. So that is exactly what we want. We have on the side a shoulder, which I'm going to actually make that a little bit smaller. just to differentiate it, that looks much better, and we'll keep the lane width as it is. Brilliant. We'll use that one. And there we go. That is in the highway section. We've got our dual carriageway, 2 lanes. So then what I would do with this one, we just spin around, is I would place that 0.5. How close can we get it? 0.25. That is as close as we can go. So if you went 0.25 like that, and it automatically comes with lights on. Yep, I think that is exactly what we need. Right, so we're going to have to do some square buying. So how is our budget? I mean, it's not too bad. Our tile upkeep is like the lowest part of our budget. What is the biggest part of our service upkeeps? Okay, this could put a bit of a dent in our economy, but we're going to go for it and see what happens. So we are going to take, oh, mamma mia, all of these and those, and then we're right up to the end, aren't we? Yeah. So what's that going to give us? Tile upkeep, 228 whatever a month. Yeah, we're going to go for it, and this should be good. Oh, the other thing I'm just going to remove from here before we start is all these power lines, which I'm hoping I'm going to remember to connect back up again, because otherwise that'll be a bit of a bummer. We'll soon know from all the complaints of everybody with no power, but they're just getting all in the way. Excellent. Is there some more here? Yeah, we might end up running some of these underground, but we'll see. Yep, there we go. That will give us some space. Right, so let's grab this then. There we go. Excellent. It's exactly how we want it. And I want some space. I want this back here somewhere, and our railway line's going to go sort of along the back here. So we even want it further out, like this sort of space. Yeah, and then we're going to do a couple of connections at some key places. That is the idea. What's the best way to do this? I think if we just draw one of these out like this, so we can get 90 degrees. Let's just go all the way out. 90 degrees. Yeah, there we go. And then we can go back to this, and then we can attach to here and know that we're going straight. And I'm just going to draw it all the way down in one fell swoop. What is this down here? Oh, that's like a recycling centre. Yeah, we're probably going to end up, the big connection is going to be through here. Let's go back a bit further. Yeah, let's go all the way down here. Let's just give ourselves tons of room. All right, I'll just stop there. We'll go with that. Okay, excellent. So there's our dual carriageway. Don't worry about all the road connections. We'll sort that. And then we want our highway to come through here as well. I'd like to add that in. So our highway sort of died a death about here. Motorway, we're in the British city. Sorry, everybody. Don't mean to offend. And that's going to be further away. That's going to be right over here. And I think we might just continue to upgrade this road and just take that straight out the city. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So I am now going to buy some more tiles because we're actually doing some work on all of this. I'm going to take those as well. Oh, man. Hoping the money's going to be okay. And then let's work on this section. There we go. I know they're not quite in the same place as they were before. All the fields and things we'll work on another time. And the roads and the junctions, we'll hook all of these up. But yeah, that is the idea. So now we've got a highway that goes from outside the city all the way through, around the outside. Motorway, that's what I mean. We've got something here, pathfinding failed. I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, that's one of our bus routes. Can I actually move that now while I think a bit? And it could connect onto there, hopefully. What am I looking for here? Yeah, looks like that's okay. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. So we won't worry about that too much. Excellent. And then we're going to want some connections between our motorway, our dual carriageway, and our normal through road over here. Okay. First of all, let's have a look down our dual carriageway. I couldn't think of the name there. I was looking at highway written on there. We'll change the name of all of these once they're done. Now, when they hit roads like this, now these are what I would call, I've been calling them country roads that go through here of a certain speed, and then it's been upgraded to a larger road as we get into the town, into a junction. Now, when this normally happens, there could be two ways of dealing with this. And to be honest, we're not going to have some sort of big intersection here. Normally what would happen at somewhere like this is there would be a roundabout. which you would slow down, go through, and then carry on the dual carriageway. Now, what I don't want to do is just plop in one of these big roundabouts, because we don't get any lane connection options when you're going into a roundabout, and it just doesn't really work the way that we want roundabouts to work. And I think we've all got a little bit lazy, you know, with regards to roundabouts. I think we're so used to plopping them down and then not being able to deal with what happens with the lane connector tool and stuff, that we forgot we can actually just make them ourselves. So because there's no zoning on this road, I'm getting no points to snap to. If I just upgrade that right in the center like so, I'll do that all the way down. Will that then give me some snapping options? I'm using a 3-lane one-way road, which is 40 kilometers an hour. That is pretty slow, isn't it? We'll have a look at that in a minute. So if I do that now, yeah, we still don't get snapping options. Fine. So if I make this, actually, I want it to be 100 out on each one. So let's just do it this way instead. So if we go out, okay, well, it's going to say 104. I'm just trying to sort of measure things out to see how we can do this. So if I go there from there and I go in to that spot, so I'm using Anarchy, we're just going to go over the top. I could do continuous, complex. Oh, I'm on continuous. Yeah, I want to get that right in the middle. So then I want to go down to this one. Yeah, we need to be on there, and then we need to do it from here, don't we? Yeah, okay. We haven't got the 104 measured down this way. Let's just do that. Yeah, something like that, but smaller. 104 is way too big. 1 second, let me just shrink that. Yeah, there we go. I went for 64 instead, and that seemed to work. So then the next thing that I want to do is, when roads are coming in, this is too sharp a turn. We want to keep things moving quickly. So we're going to have a way of curving this road out. And again, I want to sort of do a measurement here. So let's go for, yeah, we'll use the dual carriage road to measure. I'm trying to think if there's a good way to do this, because if we sort of hook that into there and go back, then it doesn't give us any sort of measurement. If we go next to it and go back, we do get some measurement, but it's too close. So we end up sort of guessing what we're doing. So maybe we will do a little bit of guesswork here and just sort of go back. Could we count the lines after the turns? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to bring that out to, let's look at our degrees. 141 degrees looks good to me. And then we can do the same over here. Yeah, snapping at 140. So we'll go with that. We'll delete these bits and then we'll turn that around. Then we'll take a look and see what that looks like. There we go. Oh, to be honest with you, that looks absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, what you would do with that junction is we would then take off all the crossings and things like that, and the traffic lights. Now, we do have an option for traffic lights if we wanted. Can you remove, please? Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. So we do have an option for traffic lights, which will be great when there is a version of, let's click up here, traffic light enhancements, which then lets you link together traffic lights. That is something that's on the way. I'm really excited for that one when it gets there. So for now, we will just turn these off. But yeah, imagine linking all the traffic lights, keeping everybody moving. Oh, fantastic. Right, let me get the rest of this set up the same as this one. There we go. That's both sides done. And then we could do the same with this here. Now, this, like I said, is just a little country road that's coming into it here, which you would imagine is going a lot slower. So I think what I'm going to do on this one is just add an asymmetrical road coming up here. So you get an extra lane to turn in and that'll be fine, but that's not too quick. This one, as it comes through here, is then approaching a large junction. So I put a lot of lanes on this one. I think we're just going to go for a 4-lane divided all the way down here. And then what we could do, why is that not letting me line it up with that, is when we get up to here, is that going to be the one that connects all the way? Yeah, we could then do something similar with this side as well. I'm not going to take it so far back, I don't think. So we've got the arrows. Maybe let's just go, yeah, a couple after the arrows like that. And then we've just got the 2 lanes in either direction, and we're just going to use this slower road here. And if we hook right onto the end, put it onto that, go up 180, and then something like that would be great. 133, that looks good to me. So again, right on the end, straight up. 100 and, what did I say, 130 or something, wasn't it? Can't remember. Let's just do that and see what that looks like. That is a little bit hawky-walky, isn't it? Let's just do that one again. Yeah, I think that should be okay. We'll take away all the traffic lights, all the crossings. I don't want any of these. It's a dual carriageway. We'll put crossings over the top if they're needed. Another one's popped in there, probably over here. No, there we go. Oh, traffic lights on there. Excellent. That, oh, and another crossing there. How did I not see that? Did I remove it and it pop back again? I can't remember. Now that to me is looking like a proper dual carriageway roundabout junction type thing. I like it. Oh, and there's some crossings over here. We don't want those. No, thank you. No, thank you. Traffic lights be gone. Okay, anybody else popping in with some crossings? Are we all sorted? Don't want any down there. We're done. Oh, that was an autosave. So what we can do now as well is we can change, because we've done this, if we take our traffic mods, lane connector tool in here, we now have this option, which we wouldn't have had before. So we can definitely remove U-turns and unsafe, and we can make some of these turn-ins just go off to the left. Oh man, how I had missed this. That'll be fine because they'll be giving way coming through there. This we don't need to do because they're all going, and I think we could just leave that like it is. This would be good to try and help people. Now, this is where you could do a bit of lane maths here and downgrade this to 2 lanes, but I think we're just going to leave it and let people... Which way are we coming up and down here? Am I looking in the right direction? Hang on. Yeah, so we are coming up here. So they're going to be giving way anyway, so I think we'll be fine with that. That's no problem. And then this one up here, that's the same because we've got it split. The only one I might change is that one, but to be honest... Actually, yeah, do you know what I am going to do? Is I am going to add that on as an option rather than a temporary option. And I'm going to take that one off and make that one go there. There we go. So we get a dedicated turn there if it's a bit busier. I think that should be absolutely fine. And we're going to go with that. So then let's move along here. And if there's any more that we need to add, we will do the same. Right, I've just come to this next junction here. Now, this is coming off of the motorway. So we've got our big intersection there coming down to what is now going to be another intersection here because it crosses over our dual carriageway. And I love this little weird sort of large node weird roundabout that it's put on here with all of these signs. I think that looks brilliant. But yeah, we need to put something better here. Now, this is the one we want to go with, the roundabout interchange that we've used elsewhere in the city. This is exactly what you would have at a place like this. Now, we've got to make sure that the one that's going up and over the top, yeah, you see the roads that go through up and over the top there, our dual carriageway is going to get shrunk down to smaller amount of lanes because it's hard to see, but the roads going the other way are the highway ones. So... is that going to fit in there? Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of deleting to get rid of this. I'm going to take all of that out back to there. This lovely little thing here is going to disappear as well. Let's just get rid of all of that and all of that. And then this weird little roundabout. There we go. Excellent. So that should give us enough room to eyeball this thing in. I'm going to turn off the snapping because it's driving me insane. And then we'll see what we can do. So it's this way round that it's going to go. I'm hoping I've got that right. Ooh, maybe not quite. It needs to move back just a little bit. Well, we're going to use the Move It mod for that. So we're going to put our filters on. We're going to turn all the filters off. And then we're going to go for just nodes. And then I'm also going to just... yeah, we'll sort that in a bit. We're going to go like this. You can hold shift and get any that you've missed. And we're going to get right up to the end. There we go. So this needs to just move up. Now, I really wish we had the arrow keys that could help us to do this, but we're going to eyeball it. So we're going to go up a little bit, down a little bit, left a little bit, right a little bit, and then eventually we're going to get it. I'll be honest with you, that looks absolutely perfect. So yeah, how are we going to do this? Because this is going to get downgraded up here, but I think we might be okay. If it needs a bit of extra work, we can do that. But we're going to just sort of get these to go into there. I am going to turn off my snapping because it isn't 100% straight, but with a little bit of... yeah, I think that's going to be okay. And then we'll put the snapping back on for this one. And then we'll turn the snapping back off again. And then I might come back and just move this whole thing up if I can't deal with it. But we'll go with that. Here we've got the highway. So that's going to be a normal highway. Oh, I need to set up my quick snapping on and off key because I don't have that at the moment. Now this is... yeah, these are a little bit wider, aren't they? So let's just do these individually rather than joining them together. Yeah, snapping's going off. It's all going hawky-walky all over the place. Yeah, I think that's okay. That's good. And then down here, yeah, this is all over the show, isn't it? So we're going to have to do a little bit of something here. What I'm going to do is... so I'm going to remove both of those, and we might just stick, for now, with the 3 lanes that it's trying to give us here. So what we can do is... if we go 180 and just curve that out a little bit, and then we'll do the same here. 180, I'm hoping it's not going to mess things up. Yeah, and then we turn the one around that needs to be turned around. And that one just doesn't work at all, and neither does that one. Ooh, mamma mia. Could I do a little bit of manipulation here, and would it fix it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to do that one again. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. We might come back and do a little bit of manipulation and changing of that because it's still not quite right, is it? But for now, we want to just get this going. I'll get rid of the trees that are on here, which will be that one. There we go. Road Heirachy on. Excellent. So that joins up to the motorway and the dual carriageway. And then as we go a little bit further along here, then we hit the end. Yes, so this end is going to come into here. So this is probably the busiest junction that we have in the whole of our city, bar this one down here, which when things are super busy, it's very busy. But we're definitely going to bring this into here and make this into some sort of super node. So let's just give this a go and see what we end up with. I'm just going to go and set my key so I can turn that on and off quickly. And for those that don't know, in input, toggle snapping, I set it to J. Oh, love it. Let's go back into the game. So we'll pick a that. J. Oh, turns it all on and off. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Right, let's see what we can do here. Right, so I'm thinking we're just going to bring this right in here. If we just drop a big roundabout in here and go into that, then that's going to give us the super node, isn't it, when we get rid of that? Let's connect on the right one. There we go. So we get that right into there. I want 180 degrees, please. Will you not? There we go. No. Okay. Well, that'll do. That's good enough. Yeah. And then let's do the same with this one, and we'll do the same with, come on, that one. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's moved it all the way down there. Excellent. That is not what we wanted. So let's just bring that up to there. Let's just bring it up even higher. I know it's going to be overlapping, but we're going super node. Okay, let's see how that goes then when we delete this. So if you don't know how to do it, you just get it as close as you can to the roundabout. So it doesn't quite snap, but it just about snaps. That's the idea. And then when you delete that, yeah, you get a nice big junction. Don't worry, we're going to be getting rid of all of these fences and things that are in the way as well. But yeah, that gives us then something a little bit bigger to work with, and we can connect all that back up as well. Whew, excellent. Okay, this path here is just the visual representation of the path. We will sort that. So that has now got our dual carriageway connected to the motorway. It's going over the railway line correctly. We've sorted that. It's got its own little junction for going in and out of the city. And then we've got the two ends to connect up. See, this goes out the city. So what I'm thinking here is just to change this to make this the main route through, and then this just connects to it. I think that would make more sense to me. Yeah, like that. And then this one here, do we even want that connecting up? I've got to be honest. I don't think we do, because everybody coming in there is going to come around that way. And if we just add this in, it's going to make more traffic into a little teeny tiny roundabout. We'll leave that for now. That might go over or under out to another area over here. We will see what happens. Cool. So, oh yeah, back over our motorway junction here. We've got a totally unneeded roundabout. We're going to get rid of that. Why is that added a little turning lane in there? I'll just be honest, I'm going to leave that just in case anybody needs it, but I think we'll be okay. That makes more sense. This is fine, and this is all okay. So the railway line is the next thing, isn't it? Otherwise that is going to be a big problem. So let's come back down here. So this is where we're going to connect up to. So I'm thinking of just bringing it right up the middle here. So we've got plenty of space if we wanted to build either side of some of these other places. Yeah, that is what we're going to do. We're not going to do that. We are going to grab this. Right, so this is where we're going to need to do a little bit of something. Because, yeah, oh darn it. Because I don't want to raise this up and over. This would be a lot of bridges, but here would, to me, make a bit more sense where this railway line could go. So it could snap in and out. If we go back to 180 degrees, this doesn't end up being square, does it? To everything else that's going on here. No, it isn't. Okay, let's just try that again. So actually looking at it, we're going to be hooking into this anyway. So maybe we now just go straight out the back of this one and do it that way. I'm going to go straight over these roads and we'll look at them in a minute. So this needs to connect up to here. And again, I'm going to go straight over all of these roads and we'll sort out what we're doing in a sec. Yeah, and that makes it a lot easier. Then when we get to here, we can then drop this down, can't we, to do something else with it. I think that's fine. That's far enough back that we've still got some room for detailing and decorating and adding all of our junctions in and all of that sort of thing when we get down here, like so. So we just want to go in both directions here, don't we? I think that should still work okay. That's pretty much what it was before down there. And then do we need a little bit of a bypass here? I think we're going to add one just for anybody that's not stopping. Yeah, I think that'll work well. And then that goes through to here. Okay, so let's just check all the roads and things that we've got going on. So this road here actually just leads up to the castle. So I'm wondering whether we'll just leave that. It's like a dirt track that goes all the way up to the castle. It doesn't get that busy. So having it as a grade crossing like that, I think that's absolutely fine. This one here, definitely with it being our dual carriageway that comes in, we need to do something about that. So I would say here, if we can fit it in, this needs to be a bridge and this line needs to go back a little bit further. So let's just change this up. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. I think it should be. That's not too bad of a bridge getting over the top there. Yeah, that should be fine. Good, good, good. Right, so that's this setup here. This is a crossing coming over to the recycling centre. So again, we might just change this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. A little humpback bridge over the top there. Just making sure we haven't got any of the power cables sticking through. No, we're fine. We will test that out to see how it goes. But for now, that's okay. I just want to pop this one back in here. Yeah, we haven't got it flat up. That's why it's sticking up. So if we go like that. Oh, that's like hitting into that node there. Don't want to do that. So let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. So we had that sort of thing going on, didn't we? So people could bypass that junction if they wanted to. Let's take out all the 47,000 crossings it adds. No, no. And we'll leave that one. No, no, and excellent. Good, 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 good. So that's the railway line back in. We're going to have to look at the power lines in a sec. So this one, yes. So this we need to change as well. Okay, yeah, that one has worked out okay. So it's not a very big climb to go up there, up over the top. I've dipped the railway line down enough, I think, that it's not too steep for the train, plus everything can get over the top. So that's good. So that is, yeah, that's connected. There's nothing there. That goes underneath. That's got a bypass. That's good. That goes over the top. That goes over the top. The train line is now flat everywhere. Our highway, our motorway is connected to the dual carriageway there. It goes out the city. It goes over the railway line here. Ah, yes. This is something we didn't do before. Let me just change this one. Oh, there we go. Nice and easy. Excellent. And then we continue along here. Oh, yeah, we've got this little hawky-balky thing that's going on. Do you know what I'm going to do here is this road, I think, is just going to continue out in the country. I want people more coming in on the highway. So rather than all this, what I'm going to do instead is, and I don't mind that meeting there. Yeah, we're going to just take this underneath. So we're going to grab that. We don't want it like that. So that's good. If I do set to ground and then go down, it should sort of put it in a little dip. I think that should be enough. So if we go like that, and then like that. Oh no, we don't want to go all the way. We want to go to here, and then we want to go back up again, don't we? Yeah, let's try that, and then back up to 0 into there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that isn't quite what I was looking for. I want to do it without the side pieces on. Can I just take those off? Maybe this one here. No. Could it? Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. Perfect, like that. And then we can just turn these little bits into bridges over the top. There we go. We'll have a look. Yeah, plenty of room under there. Excellent. So then that carries along. This is only a country road, so having it cross over the railway line is fine. And then it continues and goes outside the city. And I think we're going to get a lot more use on that one. So let's just double check the dual carriageway. Yep, outside, doesn't connect there, connects to the country road there, goes over the railway line there, connects to the motorway there, and then goes over here and connects into this big old junction. Excellent. This big old junction, we're going to need to just do a little bit of quick work on here. So we need more lanes coming in. We are going to go for a 3-lane. Let's make that flat. So we get, yeah, extra turning lanes like that would make sense. This already had it. This needs some dedicated 5-lane symmetry type stuff, although 4 could work. No, let's go with that. So we've got 3 lanes coming in, 2 going out. That one we don't need the extra lane because we've got this one going off. So then just a quick and dirty lane connector tool. We don't want any left-hand turns there at all. Let's remove U-turns and unsafe. Yeah, so they go straight on. There's your left here, which we don't need a traffic light on. There we go. Excellent. And then everything else, I think we're going to just leave it as it is. Oh, I tell you what, we're going to just make sure no one's turning down here. Yeah. U-turns and unsafe, so that all goes straight on like so. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This will all do at the moment. We could add a super duper traffic light in there while we're thinking about it. So we're going to do that. Split phasing, it's got pedestrian phase. There is no pedestrians. We're going to allow turning on red. So that's done. That's saved. Yeah. And I think, whoops, I think that is everything we need to do. All this path here, like I said, this is a visual thing. So let me just remove, not quite sure what I need to do to remove that there. Hang on. Do you know what? I think I'm going to just leave it like that. Make it look like it's been cut off for this going through. So nobody can walk over to the recycling centre from the castle anymore. They'll need to put it in the back of their car like everybody else and bring it over here. Cool. Right. So the power was the last thing. Well, we can actually still have our power running down here. So just for simplicity at the moment, I'm going to just see what the heck's going on. So it's underground and there's an underground cable there. Look, we could literally just hook into that. That'll be fine. Is there an underground cable over here? There is, but I quite like the fact that we can have above ground things going on. So we're going to bring that down. Yep, it is snapping to that. And then we've got this one here, which is going to there. Yeah, so that should be all the power. I don't think we've got any outside connections complaining about anything. So I'm just going to check that all my rail lines, bus lines, outhouse, doghouse, all the things are working, and then we're going to unpause. We're going to see what happens. Okay, we're ready to let it rip and see how it works. So I'm going to start from the end here and go through. I've removed the weird fence that we had that was like a separation with the railway line. So that's all gone everywhere because it was a right mess. I think this is set up as split phasing. We've got a pedestrian phase as well, which is good. We'll move along here. I've straightened out this road. It was a little bit winky wonky in a couple of places, but we've done that. This is at a more realistic height now for cycling up and over. I think that looks good. Is it high enough for the railway lines? No, it isn't. I thought I'd done that. Let's just go up enough that we don't see it poking through the top. And there we go. And everybody's happy. Yep, that's good. We've got the bridge over the water. This seems super high here because we don't have a connection here anymore, do we? So we could actually drop all of that down so it still goes over the... I mean, that bridge seems completely unnecessary, doesn't it? But let's do you the same height as that. No, let's drop... Hang on. Both of those down to that. And we'll go with that. And I don't think we need... That bridge should be over the water. Do you know what? That's for another day. There's so many other things to look at. So up here, yeah, this is where I wanted to do a big change. Getting in and out of the industrial area here. I would like maybe in at the top and out at the bottom. And then we make them go down to turn around. Oh dear. Oh look, people are using the new dual carriageway. Yes, that is what we want. So they're using it to get to the motorway. They're using it to go through the city instead of through here. So I'm wondering whether this might just naturally go down. I don't know. I tell you what, now that there's a little bit more room between these two roads, we might just be able to put in here. So we've got 5 lane coming in there. We've got the 2 lanes for going in different directions there. We've got a dedicated turn on each one. We might be able to just stick a traffic light on there, make it split phasing, save that. I'm going to take off all the crossings. We don't need any of those in this junction. It's too busy. And then here, could we stick in a teeny tiny roundabout for all of those out there that say, why don't you fix things without deleting everything? Blah, 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 blah. Maybe we could do that. Oh, you probably enjoyed today's episode. We had the biggest mulligan of all time. We've already got asymmetric coming into there, and that might just keep it going. And it might be enough. Let's just maybe keep an eye on this little section here just for a moment and see what happens. I tell you what's happening as well is people are crossing over the traffic there, which we don't need. I really am thinking that we want to put this junction into our dual carriageway that's over there, but because we've got an intersection, a junction just up there, it just seems like an unnecessary thing. Yeah, I'm going to just wait. Let's just wait a minute and see whether it goes down. If it doesn't, we're going to make a change. Okay, I think I've come up with something that's going to work. So on the left-hand side, if we come out of this view, I can show you. On the left-hand side there, I've used this 4-lane road that's the same width as a 2U, which is brilliant. And we've got that going all the way down here. I've removed the traffic light because everybody coming out now has to go left, and they will go down to that roundabout at the top of the screen and turn around and come back down if they wish to continue on the highway on this main road. Oh, look at that, it's gone down. I've made 2 left-hand lane, no, that'd be right-hand turns coming from this road into here, and with nothing crossing over, they can just go through. Absolutely no problem at all. And then there's not much coming from this direction, so it really doesn't cause a problem. So look at that. That is a thing of beauty. I love it. Okay, let's move along here. How's this all going? Yeah, this is moving, looking fine. Absolutely no problems at all. Let's head up this way. This is all nicely lined up now and looking good. This is a little bit busy here. We've got a little traffic light there, but it's not the end of the world. This is always going to be a big problem. This might be a junction that we save for another day to fix, because all of this needs to change. And I know we need to do a lot of work on there. We've done a lot of work today. Let's have a look at our dual carriageway. Yeah, it's in use. So people are preferring this over going down there. Road Heirachy for the win, I tell you. It is brilliant. What I'm hoping they're not doing is going down here and then going straight on. Let's just watch. So those should be left only and not straight on over there. And I think that's what's happening. And people that want to go over the top, we could actually do a bit of a test here. If we grab that road and turn that on. Yep, there we go. People are going straight over. If we grab that one. Yep, so they're turning right if they need to. That is a perfectly designed road junction. That just makes my heart sing. We've got these all over the UK. We love them. Okay, we'll carry on down here. This is all being really used well over the railway line. Yep, into the city. And this is the one that we've looked at before, which is a little bit busy. We did make sure this one's got a split phasing. Yeah. Do you know what I'm just going to have a quick look at? If I turn that one off and go lane connector, just make sure we haven't got anything weird. U-turns unsafe are off. We haven't got many dedicated lanes there. I think we might just leave that one for now. It's normally not too busy. And then that's okay. Then this goes out the city. That's working. And then our motorway is absolutely humming as well. As busy as we'd want it to be. This is working. That's not too... Do you know what? I think we've finally done it, folks. I think we've finally done it. Oh, man. This is all good. That goes out the city. This connects round. Good grief. We've done it. And all it took was an extension to the motorway, a dual carriageway, and the much beloved British roundabout junction. Oh, the city feels even more British with its fully complete motorway, its sparkling new dual carriageway, and traffic-free roads. If you enjoyed today's project, be sure to subscribe for the next one, and a huge thank you to all of my beautiful patrons. You can see their names on the screen right now. We've just started a brand new Foundry series along with Timberborn on the experimental branch, so feel free to check it out using the link below to my Patreon. And also have a special shout out to my latest 3 new supporters, Defiant Man 15, Grant Young, and Adam Miller. Thank you so much for all being here today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Kettlewick.